Hello, guys, and welcome to the last game of the week for the DPC. And as you know, best for last. It has nothing to do with scheduling or time zones. Valve specifically chooses the best game. It's always SA, and you'd wonder, maybe we're the best region. Who knows? The point is, Wolf Team versus Thunder Awaken will kick us off as the last game of the DPC. I am very excited for this game because Wolf Team is one of the few teams that still has good chances to actually qualify to the major. With only 2 losses to their name and 1 COVID, they're actually kind of fine. With Thunder Awaken, if they lose this game, that actually would be close to being tied with Wolf Team, and that means that not only would Thunder Awaken be potentially losing that major slot, but on top of that, Wolf Team could take it away from them. So there's a lot of spice happening here. Thunder Awaken started with a loss against Infamous, but then recovered. Now, Wolf Team, they started with a loss against Tempest, which is worse than Infamous for sure. Can they take out Thunder Awaken? I have some panelists, and hopefully these panelists have some thoughts on that. Kips, let's start with you.
Yeah, I mean, big time thoughts, because the last time I casted Wolf Team, they were struggling to not drop out of Division 2. And they replaced Duster halfway through that season as well. I heard there were some internal struggles on that team about the discipline, for example. So I am actually very happy to finally see them back here, back on top, and back in proper form, because they had to come from really far down, and it was really just all due to themselves. Like, they were clearly losing to themselves.
Okay. Astini, would you agree with that? You've had some experience with these boys.
Yeah, I think they can just lose to themselves. So it feels like they're on a very good day today, because they haven't been practicing because they had COVID, and the less they practice, the better they are. I'm not joking. I wish that was a joke. I'm just being plain honest. That's how this team thrived. That's how, like, when they were Chaos back on that time, they would qualify first place to every major. It was basically, okay, we just play the qualifiers and we're fine because we're good. And if they would practice too much, they would tilt with each other. They would lose that burning desire to win, and thus they would lose. So I guess it's a team that has a lot to do with this wanting to win. And I feel like they do really want to win against Thunder. They want to prove themselves, as they did against Beast Coast. So I'm really looking forward to this series.
I think this theory is pretty correct. Envy, if you guys found out the news, just retired. Well, Dota player retired, I guess. But from competitive Dota, Ryoya did as well, so some of their teammates. But the last team that Envy played with, everyone's talking about their age. It's like, all these old players, they can't really adapt. The last team that they played with Bumblebees in the qualifiers, King RD pretty much carried them through 6 out of 7 matches. All the wins were just off this guy just going ham. And we're not joking when we're saying going ham. He was Mars, and he would just do everything in his power to make that team look good. And he did. So Arstini's pretty right. These guys are more of a feel-like team. When they're good, they're good. HFN can not play Dota for 6 months and still wreck a competitive game. That is the style of Wolf Team. But Thunder Awaken is very different. This is a team that's been coming from practicing all the time, particularly Panda and Dark Mago, who has been the longest standing members of this team. They have Matthew as well, a big believer in discipline. And there's the first org in South America that's not only tried to give him a psychologist, but also a nutritionist to try to actually make him a real sports team. So they're really helping out in the backlines. They even have what is considered the best drafting coach by the name of Vintage. And if you've ever heard him speak, by the way, mwah! Music to my ears. Interviewing him is wonderful. Yeah, we really recommend you check that one out. So what can we say about that team, Thunder Awaken? What's the difference in their style, Kips, and how do you see them facing against this this influence team that is Wolf Team?
Yeah, I mean, the benefit of being under pressure, right, is that at the very least you don't sit back on your laurels, so you don't make any of the mistakes that you would normally make out of carelessness. But on the other hand, you can only really play as well as your limits allow. And if you haven't been stretching your limits recently, then yeah, you do that in practice. And in that regard, I imagine that the skill ceiling of Thunder Awaken definitely lies higher than the one that Wolf Team has, especially when you consider Dark Mago, the things that man can pull out. You say that King RD just pulls some games out of his sleeves, right? Dark Mago is one of those players as well. And yes. I'm not sure if Thunder Awaken shows up properly today, if Wolf Team should be able to bring anything in edgewise. But that's the thing with this team, right? They keep on proving us wrong when we say things like that.
Indeed. So, Stevie, what are your beliefs? What does your heart tell you? Because you're the Brazilian here. You're the only one that has a real gut feeling for this.
My gut feeling is an easy 2-0 for Wolf. If you look at Thunder, they dropped like the first 2 matches when they were trying to, like they were in Europe, so they were trying this European style. They played the Wyvern, the Trinket we talk about. And then they just realized we're not good playing the meta, so let's play what we played the entire life. And I feel like this life of success is about to be over because this meta that they used to play is over. And the team that best adapts is going to take the win. You see this like with the old Thunder Predator, like Moose, he was like the best captain in the region. They went to TI. They were at the major. They did well at the major. And then they did 0-16 on TI, and now he's struggling in Division 2. And I see like Thunder Awakened, they were playing their meta, and their meta was the meta, but it's not anymore. So either they adapt or they're gonna be run over by teams that can adapt. And I'm pretty sure like Wolf Team, they can run amazing Winter Wyvern, for example. I don't know if they're gonna go for it, if they did realize how the meta is going for, but I see as a better meta for Wolf Team. Also because I feel like Tavo playstyle, he puts his heart into the game. He's always like shot calling, really excited. Like, run at this guy, the other guy, go for it. It's like non-stop, like this guy, run.
It was fantastic to have Tavo on a North American team, I can tell you that. That's a big vibe switch.
Yeah. And I feel like this is the meta, like the first to initiate the team fight is the one that's winning the team fight. And after you burst one target, you can like just keep catching other targets, which like in the past, this wasn't good because you wanted like to get one pick off, split the map, farm, try to break smokes, outfarm the enemy team. And now it's like this run at you Dota, and I feel like it's a lot of Wolf Team play style. So I really expect Wolf to show a good Dota here.
All right, I mean, that's good to know. Someone today is getting smacked. It's either Thunder Awaken or Astini, so I'm really curious about that. We're going to preserve that prediction. I'm sure all of the Peruvian fans that are watching today, you guys should remember Felipe Astini. You can follow him on Twitter. And he said that Thunder Awaken's losing 2-0. We'll see what happens. I can hear... is that... Oh yeah, Mandy's recording this. I don't know why. I wonder why that might be happening, Astini. Anyway, Kips, as we move over from the SA drama, and we're waiting for this draft to begin because I am sure that they're about to begin the draft. I should have started 10 minutes ago.
They're pretending to.
They're pretending to. That's awesome. That's awesome. Remember that when these things happen, it's not our fault. We wish the draft would start, but 4D. Who knows? They also at 4D Esports. You can tweet at them and you can specifically say, Suado, why don't you start the draft? In Spanish, it's Suado, eres mierda. It's the exact same thing. It's just tweet that at them and they'll understand you specifically. So let's go over with we moved over the playstyles. We looked at the history of the players, right? Let's look at what they can propose and now and the changes, because Astini was right. Thunder Awaken, they start with European style. They've swapped to SA style. They've got the run at you style now. What can Thunder do this game against this run at you style of Wolf Team to deal with it? What picks do you see, perhaps? Is their Weaver Offlane a good idea? Do you want to go for their double save again? What is their strength of this team?
They strength, yes. I think on that sense, Snapfire is better than the Weaver, but I don't know if they're gonna let the hero through. So that's one point. I hate Abaddon, which is a hero that they always win with. They won like 3 matches on DPC with Abaddon, but this hero is like so bad against team fight. So if I have like those Wyvern, Phoenix, String, 31 to 5 man, this hero is just too bad. So hopefully Thunder Awaken does pick the hero, so then my predictions are right.
That's all he cares about.
That's something.
Yeah. Kips, on you, what are some heroes you could see? Maybe not only Thunder heroes, but maybe meta heroes that can deal with this run at you.
Interesting though, because like the one hero that is not really meta that I do think that both teams might actually bring out is the Centaur. Because Thunder Awaken picked it up once, and it is an old Tavo favorite as well. And, you know, if we're talking about run at you, why not do it with the whole team? I can definitely see some... this could be a niche pick for this matchup. I'd like to see it.
Okay. Let's look at the Visage Band to begin with Thunder Awaken. That was been the Tavo hero accentuated. And we'll see if Wolf Team also starts to ban the Snapfire. For now, they get rid of the Abaddon. Well, good on you.
Respected. I mean, Abaddon can be sort of this battery for your team, right? Like if you have a good lane with him and then you start running at people, you can keep on running at people. He's sort of like the grease underneath that boulder rolling downhill, if you will. Like he does nothing. Like if your boulder's on a flat surface, it's just like a greasy boulder. But you know, I can see where you're coming from if you're thinking that they're going to snowball.
Thank you, Sisyphus. I guess that was a weird.
Sisyphus would have hated me.
Yeah, you really would have. Or maybe he would have loved you because, according to Camus, Sisyphus is truly happy. Mars has been the first Big Thunder Awakened. They are still one of the teams that occasionally try this out, but they were the first team to innovate on offlaners, surprisingly enough, trying the Centaur and stuff like that. Why do you think they're going back to the Mars, Steenie?
They would open with the Tiny if they had. So like Mars, this initiator burst that they always go to when they don't have the Tiny. It's a hero that you're supposed to be able to flex, although it doesn't look so good on the mid lane anymore. So yeah, it's the hero that does Thunder Awaken things, which is Blink, Stun, Burst. And it's a hero that they flex.
That's true. The flexing is one of the reasons why they still run it. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, one of the few teams that still do it right. I don't see mid-Mars very often anymore, but Thunder Awaken, last time I casted them as well. And that is a bold answer. So the Snapfire is not unexpected, but that Invoker, I don't remember if they run that one in a support position, but I guess they'd better have to.
I love 4DR Invoker. I don't know why they don't do that so much, because honestly, like, they picked once on Division 2 in first phase, they won, and they didn't pick anymore. But they did pick on some screens against my team, and I was first phase in ban this hero, because it's just too good on 4DR Ascend. No matter, like, okay...
Even in this matchup?
Yeah, it could be a TA mid.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Yeah, but still, I would be happy to see this Invoker, especially because the way that they focus all the farm on HFN, having a hero to empower this farm, like Alacrity on a very farmed core, means a lot. So if they go for like the Luna, Duza, I think if they don't ban Luna, they just pick no matter the matchup when they have Invoker. So like Luna, Duza, Gyro, those heroes are so great with Alacrity.
Yeah. And Wolf Team is not afraid to bring those heroes forward early if they think they're just farmed enough, right? So it's not even like you can count on them to then sit back and farm with that Luna. Like she might just turn up.
Yeah, they will just be like clicking forward. We say the translation of this in Portuguese, like just clicking forward, like just click to the enemy base.
A-click enemy base.
Yeah.
That is the Wolf Team style as well, that we've talked about a lot. So, there's some truth to it to a degree. Okay, how do you deviate as a Thunder? Is the second phase 2 support picks immediately? So you keep the Mars Flex, or how do you guys think they want to play this draft? Do they keep the Mars Flex as 5? Because they have done that before too. Or as 4, rather.
Yeah, I guess you hide it for as long as possible because, well, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. Double core pick in the first phase is not all that great. You just get counterpicked so hard. And
yeah,
the best thing would be here is to yank out the carpet from under Wolf Team, make sure that Mars can still go to a support position as late as possible in the draft.
Yeah. I'd like to see the 2 supports also. The thing is, like, Ogre is the best one with the TA. Then I'd say, like, the second best support here would be like a Clockwork because of the Snapfire and Invoker matchup, but it doesn't seem like a hero that Panda would play. So it already feels a bit weird on how they're laning this TA, either mid or with what duo, because like you don't want to pick Undying to Snapfire. There is no value on Trinket so far on that draft. Not many options.
It's true. Their typical save options are kind of out. What other options do you have that Panda plays? He still has the Lich, the Oracle, both of which are meh. SD, that's true. SD could not be that bad. Oh well, there's his Lich gone.
Gets yoinked. Great versus the physical damage, right? You already have 2 heroes that Mars mostly scales on the physical. Templar Assassin definitely. You get big physical damage reduction. You get big slows. It's That's a lovely pick versus the burst here. And you guys mentioned it, like Thunder Awaken wanna jump stun burst versus a Lich. That's hard if it's just physical burst.
Yeah. They probably go something like Mirana, because at least like Leech's not a real save against the stun. So you can stun lock the hero, have a nice laning phase with the Mars. Also, clock again seems even better now because you kind of splitting the team fight. At least, like, you know, like Leech ultimate's not jumping on you, so you're like one less hero to ruin your core game by just being there.
Yeah, and it would be pretty decent versus any of the Alacrity cores that they can pick up as well, right? Splitting off a Luna or a Dusa is absolutely fantastic value. You want to zone that hero back. Yep, good call.
Okay. Why is the Conquer? So either they picked up the 3 cores and they're waiting on the Panda pick, or one of these is a support. Ooh. Probably not. Probably not.
But the thing is, somehow they can still, let's say, flex Kunkka and TA. I don't know if TA gets hard picked by like a Batrider, but actually Batrider is amazing against TA and Kunkka. But this could explain the early Kunkka pick. Yeah, makes it great for a lifestealer here.
Yeah, would be pretty decent.
So Jugger, decent.
Yeah, Jugger's pretty good too.
Either of them. Mars is very sad.
TA does counter them pretty hard though, is the issue, but I guess just ignore that part. Hope Lich will cover you enough.
Yeah. I think the Jug actually no, the Jug is not more bothered. It's weird. Let's put it that way. Different matchups. So okay, Wraith King. That's the other way to deal with getting jumped and bursted is just stepping back out of the grave and putting your fist back up.
Yeah, but isn't Wraith King pretty bad the core to core against the TA?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe it's HFN. He's thinking Radiance, because
honestly,
he plays 3-year-old meta. That's the guy.
yeah, you might be right. Actually, I'm taking a page out of Nico Baby's book. It seems like Wolf Team has no other options. What?
I'm not kidding. There's like a major qualifier match that he tried to buy Tarask with like the 2 how is it called? The booster, Vitality booster, and it was like 5 months ago that they patched that it was a different build. He's just too good, but he's not so up to the meta when we're talking about like heroes and builds.
Yeah, classic. I've seen those players before.
I'm just very glad that it happens to other people than just me. Like whenever the mistakes get made like really high up. Yeah. Like I'm just gonna point at that next time. What about HFN?
Because you can combo with Arrow.
Yeah, Bane's pretty good actually. Good against Wraith King too, because the Fiend Script is pretty big nuisance because of the mana steal.
Yeah. There's a bunch of decent dodges to be done with a Nightmare as well. Sunstrikes, Lich bounces.
This is a weird ban.
Yeah,
when
it's
have Snapfire and Alacrity, but okay.
It's still provided with a lot of laning power, right?
I'm really curious what this last pick is. I feel like we're going to see something Panda's never played before. Or it may just Oracle. Oh my god.
Well?
I knew it. This guy. There's no... Okay. Panda has no versatility. He's barely a player. He's barely a person, to be honest with you. All he does is he comes by your stream. He makes fun of you. I'm glad. Yeah, give him Oracle. Show us Panda.
Alright.
Let's see if you can win.
Huh. I haven't seen Oracle in a long ass time, but that's a very different lane now for whatever offlaner they're going to grab here.
Actually, Gonna be a Lycan as the last pick. That's a good way
Okay.
to use the Oracle. Yeah.
Yeah. It's into two big counters though. Like I normally, if people ask me, "Oh, how do you counter Lycan?" I say Mars or Kunkka. Like they're both on the table right now, and
True.
you can definitely like. You're going to have trouble protecting your Oracle if either of them is not on the ball, but like one of them should be like awake, right? Have some spells at the ready. I'm not sure about this Lycan, and that feels weird to say because I love Tavo on anything that can give a lot of vision, play very far forward, force a lot of reactions, you know?
Sure. Does this mean that you're siding with Thunder, even with this weird Oracle pick?
Yeah, I think I'm signing. Yeah, let's give me Thunder.
Okay.
And then Otavio can prove me wrong if he wants to.
All right. Astini, you said the 2-0, so I don't need to ask you, but I will anyway. Are you going with Wolf team? They have a Wolf.
I'm going with Wolf, but I would love to see Thunder swapping and putting the TA mid. I guess it would make a lot of sense. Even though Paka's already picked the hero, I guess he could play mid and just like he will have even more resources, you know. And Kunkka against the Lycan won't have a lane, so they guarantee they're winning 3 lanes, and that would make the game so easy. But since they won't do that, I'm teaming with Wolf.
Okay. Now that, Astini, not only a great analyst, but also an incredible gymnast, at least mentally, to be able to justify what he originally said for this game. Good job, Astini. Will Wolf take this game number 1? Will Kiss be right? And it's going to be El Trueno who takes game number 1. Thunder Awaken versus Team Wolf. Going to begin any second now. And with you, we have the best pair of casters we could find. It's Dktruman and Winter.
Well, Winter, a very interesting draft, especially that early pick Voker. But yeah, same question, of course, towards you. What side are you leaning towards in this matchup?
Wolf. They have Lycan. Wolf.
Okay, well, that's very simple right there. Wolf, they have Lycan. Even though there's a plentitude of counters for that Lycan, he believes in the Wolf. And of course, if he gets an Ags, you have 2 Wolves. Well, 4 if you count all the other ones added on the field. Definitely looking forward towards it as well. I mean, you know, I gotta go with Wolf as well, you know, because of Wolf. But also, I definitely believe in the 4DR Voker. He can make a lot of magic happen, and I am here for it. But it is going to be a pretty rough game, though, because, well, Thunder Awaken, first of all, are an amazing team. The only big plus that I really like for the side of Wolf team especially is that the only team that Thunder Awaken lost to, 2-0 by the way, is Infamous. And Infamous also kind of play the heavy 4 Protect 1 with Parker, as does Wolf team with HFN.
Yeah, kind of very similar playstyles. But like the Lycan here could pose a lot of problems, especially for the supports, you know, the Mirana, the Oracle. Like even though the panel mentioned that the Mars and Kunkka kind of deals with him in the team fights, you can catch him. But I feel like as a support on the enemy team, when you're playing Oracle, it's not fun playing against Lycan.
Yeah, also you have to use all your spells to deal with the Lycan, then you forget about the fact that they have other cores on the opposing side, which you really want to use your tools for. And yeah, Panda especially on that Oracle is just going to constantly have to hide in the trees because there's an army of creeps that is going to try and hunt him down, trying to force him to false promise himself especially. And if he manages to do that, then Tavo has already succeeded at his job in the team fight.
He can also dispel the Lich armor. That would be his secondary usage in a team fight.
Yeah.
Apart from setting up for arrows, and I think overall the Oracle
fair,
mates
if the wolves are chasing
makes a lot
him
of sense.
and he used false promise on himself, I don't think he's like, yeah, okay, I gotta quickly walk in to get that dispel going. I think he's more terrified running away from the fight as fast as he can.
Yeah, if you don't have a Ghost Scepter, you're pretty much you're done. The wolf is chasing you. It's all about positioning. You have to hide, like I said, hide in the trees. So, you know, if you're rich enough, you get a dagger, Ghost Scepter, you know, something to keep yourself alive.
Of course, he's not the only one that has to be fearful. Mirana also not really great, depending on what creep the wolf
Hey,
takes with him.
at least Mirana has a jump, you know.
Yeah.
Oracle is like, if you see the wolf coming to you, you have no escape items.
Yeah, but then the wolf,
you're
you
done.
know, randomly he has the clumsy the net creep, and then Mirana gets caught off guard by that. You know, there's always shenanigans that he can play. You don't always have to get the centaur or the ancients, even though it is very much preferred.
Yeah, going back to the lanes, the Lycan so far, he's doing okay against the TAT is getting a lot more CS for now, because Lycan's he's not that strong at level 1, so not much he can do to pressure a TA in terms of CSing. Invoker against Conquer, usually you should see the Conquer start to have an advantage after level 3. At the moment, Invoker is still getting a lot more CS.
Yeah, what lane do you think that we're going to get to see most of the action, though? Where do you think the real kill threat comes through? Or is it just going to be two teams farming next to each other?
Probably the top lane. All the heroes have very strong nukes, especially against Mirana, Mars. You have 2 strong stuns. So I would say probably that lane. Other lanes would be like, I farm, you farm. I pull creeps, you pull creeps. Okay. Everybody's happy.
Yeah, they've barely been playing next to each other, though. Matthew's been fighting against Duster and Sacred versus HFN in the top lane. So really just staying out of each other's hairs for now until they get their levels. Matthew definitely wants to hit a nice arrow, but needs a nice lockdown for Duster to make that happen. And Duster's staying as far away from Sacred as possible.
Yeah, it'll be difficult for them to kill the Wraith King. Lich is probably the arrow onto the Wraith King, but that's the frost armor here, so not much they can do about that. There's a little bit harass in the lane.
Yeah, a lot of annoyance later on, especially if you're trying to push like high ground against the frost shield. It's also going to be very annoying. Luckily enough, the repair kit meta is well over, and hopefully it will never return.
Let's not start repair kit, man. That item was something else, you know.
Yeah, and every Lich always found a repair kit in their game. Always.
I think it's probably worse on Trion.
Yeah, it's horrible on everything. Oh.
I imagine you have an anti-mage and your team finds a repair kit. Praise the Lord.
Yeah, then
you can
you
delay
just win.
the game.
Yeah. Easy. Oh, this game is going to 30 minutes. Nice. Well, they are really not getting aggressive at all just yet. Well, the moment I say that, a lot of damage being dealt towards the top lane. Duster and HFN definitely getting bullied a little bit more than they would have liked.
Yes, probably walking back to base, yeah. He's out of mana, out of HP. No solve for the Wraith King. He has extra tangles. This lane is not in a good position for the Wraith King to farm now. They're gonna start to struggle unless the Lich can get a pull off.
Yeah, the problem is, of course, Lich also doesn't have any mana. He's miles away, so HFN needs to be very careful. And yeah, as you mentioned, Dust is just gonna walk back to base, get that TP going, a couple of regen items, and try to help out HFN in the lane afterwards. Luckily enough, he does have that Helm of Iron Will, so he's a lot tankier and on the Wraith King for the time being. But we're 5 minutes in and 0 kills have happened so far.
Yeah, not something you kind of expect. In this kind of meta right now, usually there's a lot more actions going on in the lanes. People pick very potent side lane combos, but it is what it is. The catapult wave is spawning, so you see rotations are gonna start to go to mid. Arrow, X-Mark, they have detection. Okay, sentry, right, he's dead. Nice.
Well, that is gonna be first blood secured. It is always an easy setup as well. That's kind of why you, when you pick a Mirana, you want something that sets up an easy arrow. In this case, X-Mark is a nice tool. You also have Duster, top lane going in for Sacred, but it's a Mars, very tanky hero as well. HFN gets some free farm time at the very least. But yeah, you also have like Ember Spirits a lot of the time. They used to be the time when you could go OD mid, and then you always got a Mirana with you, so you could set the easiest arrow of your life. But that hero is also kind of dead.
I think he has potential. Maybe as a, I don't know if it's good as a carry, but with the
Pure played it
If the-
safe lane recently, I think 2 games. I think he lost both. Or someone played it safe lane recently in Western EU. I think it was Pure.
was it, yeah, I think it was him. He started. I thought you would actually buy a couple more nulls, but he only bought 1 null, and he just went normal items with the hero.
The hero
kinda
actually
felt like you need-
is pretty insane for taking Roche. It rushes Roche down very quickly.
Oh, Duster.
They are fighting
trouble.
in 2 different angles. In top lane, Duster versus Matthew, while bottom lane, Panda is being chased by the Wolves and King RD. But HFN
He's getting
is not having
a
bad
taste of
problem.
what's gonna happen. Wolves chasing him already from the start of the game.
Yeah,
Dark
luckily he does
Margot's
have a
gonna
root,
get King Gao.
and that should be
Be
a
easy kill.
easy pickup indeed. Yeah, the mid and safe lane for Thunder going pretty nicely. HFN did recover nicely, and his armlet is being delivered now as well, so it's going to be a lot harder to kill off this Wraith King, especially considering, well, he is level 6, so he can get that extra point in reincarnation that he's saving up. So he should be just fine for now, unless you're going to send in a 3rd player, and that has to be someone else but the Oracle. You're probably not going to kill this Wraith King.
Oh, they need the boat if they want to go on him. Only the Kanka's rotation will be good enough at this point, but he's just going to shove the wave out and start the jungle. I think this is a very sensible move from HFN. You don't have to take any risks, just push out the lane, start the jungle, allow your supports to be free, rotate to the other enemy's carries lane. Pakas, I think he knows that something is up. He's playing really defensive here. He knows there might be a smoke coming in, which is right about. Pandamo going to break it, as usual.
Oh, he will pay the price though, gets blown up. King RD in a bit of trouble. X-Mark drag him back with the torrent. There's a lot of damage. Duster's coming in to try and help out. There's that nasty shield to
It's
keep
the
King
wolf.
RD alive. Dark Mago trying to get the whip, and he does land it. Gets the kill, but in comes Davo charging forward for that kill secured. Dark Mago will die. Ghost Ship's not even going to connect, and Davo immediately looking... Okay, I thought he might want to harass them around a little bit more, but they do manage to get a very big kill onto Dark Mago.
Yeah, but at least it's a pretty decent trade for it. Lycan has to pop his ulti, so he won't be pressuring any towers anytime soon.
Top is really
think
boring right now. We don't even have to look that
Yes.
direction anymore.
It's probably time to kick this Wraith King out of his lane, though. I feel like he's been sitting here too long.
Yeah, he's getting full
Oh,
free
like-
farm, and yeah, you're not gonna get that tier 1 tower towards top for the foreseeable future. Their pushing power is pretty insane on Wolf Team as well. If they get a decent fight going with the Wraith King, Lycan, and the Invoker, and even with the Mind's Armor from the Snapfire, buildings do drop
Oh.
significantly fast.
Yeah, they're gonna try to look for HFN, but if the state of the game is right now as if it's going a little bit more towards the passive side, it's gonna benefit both team a lot more because they have a much better timing going to the mid game with this kind of Lycan Invoker draft with the Wraith King to back them up. And whereas Thunder Awaken, they're more like, I feel like if they don't have BKBs, they're not gonna be able to team fight at all against this massive amount of magic damage. The Oracle can only save 1 hero.
Yeah, and if the Wolf is on him, he's probably gonna save himself. Which is not really ideal.
He'd rather die, save buyback, and come back to save your core. That's what I do most of the time if I'm against this kind of like Lycan or Spectre as a Oracle, and I'm poor as shit. I just save buyback. If I die, I buy back a TP, and I come back to save my team. I don't use the ulti on myself.
That is a real support right there. And then, you know, it's the case where you just die, you buy back, you're back, and then your entire team's already dead, and then you die again, and then
You die again.
Yeah.
And then you type GG.
And then you type GG, destroy items, leave game. Yep. The
But
perfect
in a
way.
pro game, then you kind of have to remember, your game as a support does not matter.
Yeah, but
You're just there to
it
make the cause
hurts.
feel good, you know?
Just like Duster, it hurts that he still doesn't have his brown boots yet. Always the sadness on a support. If you're 11 minutes in, I
Hey,
don't
he
think
has
you
a
even got the
fluffy hat.
tone.
He has a fluffy head. Can't complain, man.
But he's not even level 6. Who stole
so
his
sad.
tome?
Probably a Snap.
Yeah.
Snap took the tome.
Guess he's gonna get those kisses ready.
He's just here to, break some smokes. And make sure he keep the Lycan alive. I think he'll get his level 6 in due time, As of right now, not much is happening. Everybody's farming. Wolf team is definitely happy if the game is the state of the game is like this, But for Thunder Awaken, they have to try to get some pickoffs, work towards their triple BKB timing.
Oh, there we do
It's,
have ourselves a
Duster.
shapeshift. Duster trying to stay alive with that frost shield, but he is very quickly dead. The kisses come in. I see Tavo trying to be a nuisance in the fight, but he's going to get X marked back. Ghost Ship's even going to connect. He's sending his army to kill off Panda on the side, but he's just going to get taken down before he can even get Panda out of the game. Wraith King needs to run away. Does have reincarnation available if he so pleases, but is going to take a lot of damage. Spear could lock him down. 40R's here though, gets the wall of ice coming in. HFN respawn coming out. Duster still doesn't have his level 6. That Chain Frost could have been huge there. Just needs a bit more experience on the Lich. Torrent onto 40R. There's a lot of harass coming out, but no one is dying in the process, and they're just going to walk away. Or are they? Tornado onto 3. EMP, yeah. They just don't have enough follow-up, and they really need that Lich's ult in that engagement.
Yeah, that's a pretty important tool in their arsenal. They did lose the Wraith King's ulti, so that's a pretty sizable cooldown. So for the next 3 minutes or so, 2.5 minutes, he's not going to be looking to fight. He's going to be hitting some creeps. Maybe he's going to join if the fight is just about cleaning up, But he's not going to be there early to be the front line.
Yeah, Pegas is almost done with his Deso, so that gives the opening for Thunder Awaken to also go Roche, because at that point both lineups have really solid Roche take capabilities. And you're
I
going to
would
have
say
to
it's
eye that.
probably more important for the TA to secure the Roche for his team rather than the Wraith King's team. Even though you would really want to have it with the push, with the Lycan, but I would say it's more important for the TA to have it this game.
Yeah, especially, well, for Wolf Team it's mainly to deny it on the Thunder Awaken lineup. You don't want to give a second life to the TA so that he can play
It's
a
kind
lot
of
aggressively.
his timing as well. Like TA, when you don't get the first Aegis, it feels really bad. It's kind of like, like Ursa, Huskar, this kind of snowball. Like you have certain item timings. Like let's say the TA, your first item timing would be like the Blink Deso. And then if you have Aegis during that timing, you are incredibly strong. Then the next one will be when you get your BKB. So if you can steal the first Roshan away from the TA, the hero doesn't feel as impactful in the normal TA games.
It does help if you're just really far ahead of everyone in terms of net worth, which is looking reasonably likely this game, because Pegas is farming insanely fast. I mean, Psyblades against a lineup that also has 3 minion summoning cores, it's also not too bad. You get a couple of wolves during the lane extra and the like, easy pickings.
I wonder what HFN is going. He's saving up so much gold. He might be considering Radiance though. I kind of feel like if you want to hit the timings better with your lineup, this Invoker and the Lycan, I'd say like going Deso Blink is actually much stronger with this lineup. Alright, he's going Deso. Changed his mind. I was like thinking, why is he saving up so much gold?
He just wanted to make you guess what he's gonna go for. Maybe he was considering the very fast Blink, doubtful. But was still a possibility if he wanted to really hunt the supports down on the opposing side. They are going to smoke out onto Thunder Awaken, head back right towards mid. They're looking to take the tier 1 tower and
10 seconds.
Yeah, this is a great timing to kill him in one fell swoop. Tornado comes out. HFN, can he walk away? Armlet toggles away.
Armlet toggle.
3, 2,
Nice.
1. He has his reincarnation just in the nick of time as well, coming back alive. Dark Mago's going to go in for Duster on the back end, but HFN back is very scary. The sun
nice
comes
cookie.
out. Dark Mago is going to be charged at by the wolf, and Dark Mago will not be able to stay alive. Panda's also very low currently on the run. Can they be able to catch him? It seems to be the case. In comes the snowball. Panda. Sunstrike.
That's right.
Oh, he gets blocked by the creeps, and that keeps him alive.
That was amazing from HFN, you know, just, he knew his limit, you know. 1 more second slower with the armlet, he was just toast there, and they would have lost the team fight.
That was that was literally half a second away from doom on the side of Wolf team, but luckily enough, you know, he's just that good. And it's now level 2, so the cooldown is a lot shorter, luckily enough.
Yeah, that fight was such a big deal for Wolf team to get into their, because they more or less successfully delayed a couple of minutes of the TA's timing. They won the fight. They bought a couple of minutes of them to farm up their items. Deso is completed on the Wraith King now. He only needs his blink, then he'll be super strong in the team fights. The Mirana, the Oracle, all these will be easy pickings on him in the fights. As long as they get the supports first with their initiation for Wolf team, the other cores will be very, very easy for them to kill later.
So they are keeping at least the net worth pretty nice and steady. You see Sacred dropping a little bit in terms of net worth, but his items are pretty much Blink, BKB, and it seems he wants to go for the flats, probably the Wraith pack, the greatest item the world has ever seen, to be secured, and they're actually going to go into the Roche Pit onto Thunder, but it is under ward vision right now. Sunstrike just to spook them off a little bit. And will they be there to rotate in time? 40R is top side, does have a tornado, but yeah.
Not much they can do. Wraith King has no ulti, I don't think they want to risk his.
Well, he does have his ulti now, but yeah. Roche is going to get secured, and that is a great timing for Pakaz with that Blink Dagger. As you mentioned, Blink Dagger, Deso, Aegis, now feels very solid.
Oh, he's going for the shot first instead of getting the BKB on a TA. Pretty interesting. He feels like the silence would be actually much more useful in the team fights. Tavo here, he's gonna get caught out. Does. Spear.
Can he stay
Arrow
alive?
should be an easy kill.
Is he even going to attempt to shape? Yeah, no, that stun is way too long. Throws out the Howl for good measure, but will falter. Wondering when will he get the shard, though? Like, right now he's going for the AC, but at what moment will he secure the shard to split push the lanes a little bit more? Oh, he marked it up.
Probably probably after, I would say, a bit later. Not sure if you want to get it so early. I think the axe also has definitely some value here for the Wraith King in this game.
Okay, Wraith King, he's in trouble. Ghost Ship comes out. He takes a lot of damage. Will lose his first life. And there's the rest of Thunder Awakened coming in as well. Can he get away? He's just trying to run. Chainfrost does not bounce to anything. And they will lose the Wraith King. Plus Duster as well. Dark Mago took a lot of damage in a very short amount of time, but he's not going to drop just yet. And that's a big double kill, especially popping that second life of the Wraith King. Well, in the meantime, 40R is doing some split push shenanigans in the bottom lane.
At least they were able to keep all 3 lanes pushed out, so the Wraith King being dead doesn't really pose too much of an issue for them. I mean, still your carry dying, but at least all the lanes are pushed out. They are not going to be able to pressure any of the important towers. It was really nice that the Invoker was able to push out the bot lane all the way towards the tier 3. That's going to buy them even more time. All they have to do is just delay. Make sure that they have more time to farm. Eventually, the heroes are going to reach their timings and they're going to be able to secure the game. But as of right now, they have to hold down for another, I'd say around 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah. Now is the time where the T is extremely strong with the Aegis.
Yeah, it's especially that AC will be of a lot of use for the Dire side, considering this game is primarily based on physical damage on both sides, to be fair. So extra armor for your team and the minus on the opposing team gonna come in very useful. They are looking for Dark Mago. He's gonna get stunned up, and HFN with the alacrity buff. Look at that damage bumping out onto what essentially should be a tank evaporates.
They're still trying to engage here with the Kanka there? Seriously?
I guess they just hate wasting a smoke.
I mean, that's the nerf for you. The Black King bar 20-second nerf. Sorry, 25. 15, sorry, 15-second nerf. He would have had the BKB with the old patch. Tavo popping his ulti. He's gonna try to go on Sacred.
Well, the arena gets dropped to stay alive. 40R Tornado holds Sacred back. Spear comes out. The kisses of death. Can they kill off Sacred? Very low. Drop in. And there. Hits him in the end as well with the cold snap for good measure. Matthew, they smoked up on the side of Thunder. Pakas is here with that Aegis. And he does show his face for a couple of seconds. The rest of the team trying to disengage. Pakas at least gets himself some nice creeps. But Tavo, his
Nice.
shapeshift is gone right now.
Yeah, nice 4-star from King ID, saving his own life there. I think overall, like both team, apart from that hiccup with the pickoff of the Wraith King, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing on the map, delaying, shuffling out waves, getting pickoffs wherever they can. Just buying time, you know. This Midas Invoker and this Wraith King, they're gonna eventually outcarry this TA, Conquer, Mars, Tricore, you know. They just need to buy time, keep scaling, and eventually the game will be theirs. And if you're Thunder Awaken right now, you have to be feeling the heat. You need to gain as much advantage, you know, as you can before this Wraith King and this Invoker get out of control.
Yeah, but there's also a big counter coming in. The TA is almost done with, well, is done with the Aghanim Scepter right now. So
Wow.
it's going to deal with all that split push shenanigans, and you kind of can't split push anymore. Like, he's countered the Lycan and the Voker in their split push shenanigans.
But at the same time, you think about it, he's sacrificing his survivability in the team fights, you know, without a BKB. Sure, he has an Oracle in the team.
Oh,
But-
1.5 second channeling, you're gone.
Yeah, I mean, look at their heroes, man. Good luck channeling 5 seconds. Everyone pretty much has a stun apart from Lycan.
Who can, of course, get his own stun if he wants to. But this is the big plus. You just TP right onto one of your random traps on the map and you get a kill onto the support. And that's going to happen to both supports if they get anywhere close to the traps.
Yeah, time to buy Ghost Scepters. And pray that Oracle is not there to dispel your Ghost Scepter.
And then Pakas gets a nullifier just for good measure, and then you're completely done. As a support, it's one-shots all over the place.
Story of my life, yeah, support, position 5. The moment you save enough, you think that, oh, my life is good now, I have go for Ghost Scepter. Then you click on the enemy card, oh wait, yes, nullifier, never mind.
Yeah, then you just... It's kind of insane that nullifier really just nullifies any way you can survive. Kind of reminds me of when Sven was OP with the
Superman Sven,
yeah,
the spell.
with the spell on the hammer. Every single time he just flies in, boom, dead. Cool, cool.
Yeah, so glad that's out of the game now. There's literally no way you could play as a support, apart from being 10,000 miles away from the team fight.
Which is what you tended to do, and then your team lost and they rage at you. But yeah, right now it is a very tough game. I really like this this pickup on Pakas. It's just gonna make the game so much harder for Wolf Team to play exactly how they want to play. Because you're kind of gonna need to get a gem as a support just to be sure to not walk over a trap.
Oh, Lycan.
Yep, he got
is
slowed.
dead.
And they get rid of the creep, so there's also no joining in coming through from 40R. To be fair, I don't think he really wanted to join his team there.
Nah,
that
they
was
just need
easy
to.
pickings.
They just need to, you know, go into creep killing mode, shove out all the lanes. That's all they need to do right now. Use the summons, the skeletons, the wolves, you know. I actually feel like you might be onto something, you know, when you said that he should be buying a shot, like what, 5 minutes ago? You said if the game is going into this kind of direction, it's definitely nice to have the shot.
Yeah, I'm just a little bit worried that they like Pakas is going to be everywhere. You also have the Kunkka, who can, of course, X-mark TP in case it's needed. It doesn't have bots, luckily enough, because
Yeah,
that would
but
make it a
still,
lot worse.
You want to be able to force him to do that. But just buy some time, you know. He has to go back and take care of the wave. Then maybe you get an extra 30 seconds to farm. Because all they need is time. And right now, they don't really have enough of it. The next rush is going to be up soon in 1.5 minutes. and they're gonna be knocking on your high ground. They have to try to delay the game, or maybe post a defense on the second Roche. They're trying to smoke now. You have Dagger, BKB on the Wraith King. He even has a gem, so if you can get a pick off here, that would be great.
Oh, Dark Mago's
Vision.
being chased by the wolf as well, so they have vision of that one. Jump in, quick catch, but a nice spear from Sacred. Matthew is gonna get
Nice
saved.
save.
But Pakaz, he's gonna go in for 40R. 40R gets the Invis just in time. Pakaz, he needs to get the kill onto Dust. It blinks away before his refraction charges get taken care of. And Dark Mago right now with the X-Mark, drag back Tafo. He's gonna go in for the wolf, but HFN is here, and there's no way to save his allies. Panda's gonna be the next target. Sacred just got blown up. Dark Mago is being kept out of the fight for the time being. He's forced to TP back. They find the second support. Marana Matthew is down. And a double kill secured for
no.
Wolf Team. Roche is up in 45. Because, okay, they won't be able to chase him down just yet.
That's really bad for Thunder Bacon. That's like a anti-timing, you know. TS bought his BKB. She wants to fight, you know, and then that happens. And now Roche is gonna spawn. That's a huge swing in momentum right there. Wolf Team is definitely in a superior position at the moment, and the longer the game goes, the shorter your BKB becomes, and the stronger the Invoker is gonna get.
And they played that fight really well on Wolf Team by just dragging them all over the place. Just constantly
they see Dark
running.
Mago. He has no BKB. The same bot that killed him a couple of minutes ago. Oh no.
Can they kill him though? HFN, he's going to go in for Panda so that there's no save possible. Panda gets cracked. Dark Mago is still alive and kicking, but not for long. And now you won't have Dark Mago for a Roche that just respawned.
no.
70 seconds, no buyback. He just bought out the Ogre Axe.
They just need to check. They just need to check the rush.
He actually just bought the
Oh.
Ogre Axe, so now he actually doesn't have buyback. If he did not buy the Ogre Axe, he could buy back and try and defend Roche.
Yeah, they have to defend the rush, but now
They can't. That's
right.
a big mistake.
Wolf Team is definitely in the driver's seat right now. They have the second Roche secured. Lycan has the free shot, so he doesn't have to, to buy the shot.
Oh, that is
Right.
some a nice gift from his teammates. Lich
Really?
doesn't
I thought
actually
it's
have
like-
his shard yet. That's kind of surprising. Icefire is pretty good. He's
Yeah, I thought
actually
it would
going
be
for the
actually-
Ghost Scepter, which
I thought
is
it'd
also
actually be
good.
better on the Lich. But, you know, your core, you get everything you want. Supports are just, you know, you don't get to say anything. You sit behind the room and you stay put, you stay quiet. And
I
just
think
hope that,
Winter. I think we're gonna go into a very depressive support-only cast here, because I know exactly what you talk about.
You know, sometimes when you're playing, say, like some greedier here, you know, you think that, oh, you're a Phoenix, you think that maybe they're gonna give me the shot, just maybe. Think again. Never. You're a support. You're doomed to a life of supporting just the cause, you know, in the game. You're not gonna get anything.
Yeah, you're just there to carry the extra weight. You're the bag carrier the entire time.
By the detection, you know. But nowadays, I think that has changed a lot. A lot of cores are actually starting to just get their own detection.
I'm
Gone are the
never
days.
getting my
It's-
healing salves ever again, by the way. They're
Oh yeah,
mine
thank
now.
God. Thank God for that. You don't have to do that anymore.
Well, to be fair, some still ask for it, and that's even worse.
I mean, sometimes I think in the laning phase, in some cases, it's still okay to do that. But overall, it's just better to start with a headdress, or just like you pick someone like Lich and you buy a lot of mangoes and you just nuke the shit out of the other hero instead of just getting salve for your own carry.
Yeah, that's also a way, or you know, there's a possibility to bring heroes like Warlock or Ench with the healing heroes slightly more.
Warlock's pretty good now. I think because the game has the pace of the game has slowed down a little bit, so you see heroes that have a large cooldown, a long cooldown. Warlock, Phoenix, Winter Wyvern, they're getting picked a lot more now. The pace of the game really suits this kind of heroes. You kind of want to have the support to be a hero that can have some direct impact in the team fights.
Oh, arrow lands onto an invisible Tavo. Well, smoked up Tavo, even worse. So they definitely know something's coming.
He's like the arrow magnet, but he doesn't want to fight, you know? He's so close to his BKB.
Yeah, he's just
300
making
gold.
sure that his teammates don't actually start the fight by tanking the arrow on purpose. That is some next level plays. Jump in though. Duster does get the frost shield off in time, but he's still going to tank the arrow. They are going to go for the engagement regardless. Matthew being chased by the minion army
They
in
just
the
need to
meantime.
ditch. Oh no, they're going in. Okay.
Yeah, they're fighting in two different directions completely. You have Pakaz on the right side, Dark Mago on the left. Sacred's actually walking for the forward. Tavo's shapeshift is ending slowly. HFN, he's completely away from the rest of his team. Tavo's going to get stunned up, pushed back.
Oh,
He's
the
flying
triple
all over
meatball.
the place. Can he get away? Tavo, he is going to get taken down. HFN, yeah, his team is nowhere to be found. First life is gone. The rest of the team trying to disengage. King RD, he's next down in the ground. And HFN is being kited all over the place. Sunstrike comes in. Sacred at least gets blown up. They get a kill.
Arrow?
But it is going to be the Aegis pop. 40R needs to save his teammate. And he's going to try his best. HFN pops a BKB in time. Looking for Dark Mago. But there is the false promise coming in. Pakaz looking for more. The silence onto 40R. Blinks away. But no way to blink away from an X marks the spot. And that is going to be a full team wipe secured for Thunder Awaken. And this time it was Wolf Team that got kited all over the place.
Yeah, huge blunder by them. They overestimated how strong they were, even though they had the Aegis, but they were running up on the enemy triangle, and the enemy had an ops placed on the high ground, so they definitely had the vision advantage and the terrain advantage because they had the high ground. And even if you have the Aegis, it does not matter, you know? It does not matter. A little too impatient on that regard. They just needed to ditch, you know, when the Lich died. Leave him, get out, cut your losses, and just wait for a better fight.
Yeah, I definitely think that the Lich's Frost Shield is very instrumental in the fight. To have. Even the Chain Frost is pretty good.
Yeah, the damage. But the more important thing is just the positioning. You know? They were in a disadvantageous positioning on the low ground, running up the high ground. That itself is already a big no-no, you know, for the team fight.
And Tava was like, his BKB was done, it just wasn't delivered. Like, give him a little bit more time there. Just...
I felt like there, if you're the Lycan, you just yell at your team, just get the hell out there, get back, guys.
I'm not
Fight when
fighting.
I have my BK.
You guys
Yeah,
are
I'm not
fighting without me.
And that fight also feels like the Wraith King was having a huge say in the team fights because he had the Aegis and he was running in. So I felt like the Lycan wanted to get back because, like you said, you know, he feels like he just wants to go back and pick up his BKB. But his Wraith King is going in, so there's definitely a couple of ideas there in the team fight that resulted in both team, they were disorientated from the lack of a clear call in what they should be doing, and they paid a big price for that.
I think HFN really needs that nullifier as well. He jumps on the Oracle. The Oracle pops the Ghost Scepter, or he gets forced out by the Mirana. He just got kited. The Wraith King got probably 3 hits off in that entire fight. HFN
Here we go.
Going in
running
for
up the high ground again.
Oh, a lot of damage coming out, but he gets sent to the side. Duster controls an illusion. Unfortunately, Dark Mago with the BKB. Chain Frost gets thrown out. Doesn't really bounce to anything, but Duster is still alive. However, Pakaz jumps in from behind. Look at the damage coming through from the TA with DD. Oh, King RD. No more. 2 supports both taken care of, and the rest of the cores from a Wolf Team have to just run away. Davos shapeshift even used.
That's why the Kunkka was running at the high ground. His TA didn't realize the TA had a double damage.
And
that is very, very bad news for them.
This Kunkka doesn't die quick either. He's got himself a Heaven's Halberd. Nice armor, 3.5k HP. This is a tanky boy.
That's probably 2 lanes of Rax at least. Are they going to force the throne here? Nah, they're just going to secure 2 lanes of Rax, most likely. Well, it was definitely Wolf Team in control for the last 5 minutes, but that blunder itself just cost them a lot of their advantage, and now they are almost 10k behind because of that. Bot lane, Lycan's trying to get a trade off here, but
Arena
is going to be used.
40R, he's in trouble. The Voka does not have a buyback available, and that's going to be a dieback. 40R a little bit too far forward. They find Duster as well. double kill secured, and this is looking like GG territory. In the meantime, Tavo is going for the push. Bakaz is running in to deal with Tavo, who does not have a shapeshift just yet, but at least he gets himself the racks. Look at that attack speed from Bakaz with that swift blink. Takes him down through the BKB, does not care. And that is going to be a pretty nice kill added on top. At least they found a set of racks secured for Wolf Team through all of that, but there is no 4DR available, and Bakaz jumps in immediately into the enemy's base. I love that, Ags.
Yeah, very, very good this game, considering the circumstances they're in. Lycan has buyback and he has ulti, so I think he has to do it now to try to defend their throne. Buyback, Lycan.
They're trying to go for the back line. Oh, Banda gets the save going with the Aeon Disc. Runs away to safety. Double buyback coming out from the side of Wolf Team. Bakaz together with Thunder just getting rid of the Lich very quickly. Tavo, shapeshift used, but they don't have fortification, and Bakaz just gonna pop the BKB, go for throne. And that is Objective Gaming actually decides to hit King RD for one extra hit, but Thunder awake, and they played the objective game really well, and Wolf Team really blew their lead.
Yeah, and I can smell a little bit of a tilt there after that move. They definitely felt like they were lost. I feel like every time things like this happen, after one sequence of event that didn't go right, the whole team is usually talking. They are unhappy and they're talking to each other. Then you lose focus, and then you see like a domino effect. One bad fight, one mistake after the other coming out. It's all because of the first initial mistake that the players they didn't let it go. They let it hover around their minds, and you need a strong voice to get everyone back on track. But unfortunately, I felt like after that Aegis fight got botched, they didn't really have a clear voice, a clear direction, and everything just went downhill.
Yep, did look pretty close for quite some time. However, for more of the analysis, we'll head over towards the panel, who have more information about the match. So we'll see you for game number 2 after, well, the panel, and then the break, and then the panel.
Yeah, exactly. We're known for having more information. I mean, Winter, what does he know? Has he even beaten a TI or played competitively? Now, we have Astini and Kips. I hear Astini's better than Seb. He's better than CL8. So what better than that, huh, Astini? Anyway, as we get into game 2, last time we interviewed Duster, he was telling us at Wolf Team that part of the reason why they win is because they're quote-unquote just better. Like, they play tactically a little bit messy, they don't always have a great game plan, but they're just better than other teams at team fights. That sometimes rings true. With Thunder, it didn't really seem like the case, especially mid-game going onwards. Astini, can you tell me, why do you think that's a disorganization of the team, or do you feel like they underestimated Thunder's team fight potential?
I think it's a disorganization, and also maybe they still under some like COVID effect, because they were missing some spells really hard. Especially
yes, that's
Duster.
rare.
He didn't get one ultimate at the game. Like, he got one single targeted Kanka, then the other one he single targeted Kanka and used the third spell on the Kanka illusion for some reason. And that team fight where he was bursted, it was so clear that they should just kite, and they decided to take the team fight. Some weird plays. I think if they were a bit more on point on execution, they could have won this game easily.
Kips?
Yeah. They definitely got handed some opportunities as well, like Dark Mago going for the Hyperstone first instead of the Plate Mail on the buildup of his AC was pretty questionable to me. He died twice with that Hyperstone in his inventory, and I'm like, bruh, how much physical damage is there? Like, if you're gonna fight, please buy the armor the next time. So, and there were a couple of more things like that. So it's really not like Wolf Team was the only team making mistakes here either. Like, there are definitely some questionable moments from Thunder Awaken as well. But yeah, unfortunately, the mistake that Wolf Team makes here is just at the point in time where those mistakes hit way harder than earlier into the game, and you get punished with what's basically the flip of the game into its final state, which is the loss.
And on Astini's request, by the way, before we go to a break, I have looked up the COVID side effects, so maybe you're right, because here it says the most common symptoms are fever, cough, tiredness, loss of taste or smell, and then after the 3rd day, missing of skill shots, confusing illusions for actual heroes, and disorganization. That's just new. Maybe that's just for Dota players. I'm not really sure, but maybe Estini's onto something. However, it does also say that after game 1, it tends to get better. You know, you just don't even need to take medicine. It just improves itself. So we're going to see if Volti in game 2, they can beat this. Not only COVID, but also Steenie's curse. Kips, congrats. You're right once again. And
Thank you.
we're going to see what happens against Thunder Awaken. Because if they want to force the game 3, they sure as hell need a win now. I'm going to take a break and see what happens.